Okay, I haven't made any changes. Let's not tweak anything right here. And we are going to go to the main homepage.
I think it's really cool, this little thing. But you put this home on the bottom and the top every time I go somewhere.
Yep.
Where so many web pages, you got to go all the way back to find it where you just go. No matter where you are, you tend to have one of those.
The header and footer, those are common pieces that they're threaded throughout the entire system, okay?
It's a little thing, but it matters.
So this little thing, we get grief on it sometimes because people are like, oh, look, it's just a link. But we're like, hey, we'll be really light, we'll play in the background, but if you want us, I'll be top and bottom. Okay, so it's just kind of how you want to look at it type thing, but it's called a header and a footer. Okay? We are going to assign permissions so we can do some shopping cart stuff, okay? So I'm going to jump out of Core White settings for just a minute, and we're going to do some settings. What I'd like you to do is we're all going to click on users right now. We all have admin permissions. We're going to click on users. Go ahead and find your name and click on your name. And I realize all of you have admin permissions. Please don't be like, hee hee. I'm gonna show so and so. Click on your name, okay? We're gonna scroll down. You're gonna go past all of your main information till we start getting to some settings. Okay, the first one that we're gonna do is called CW part number, okay? If you have anything else selected, what I'd like you to do is if you could kind of follow along where I'm at, I'll try to go slow enough that we can all be on the same setting so it kind of, when we're doing something, you won't have something that I won't have, so it kind of looks familiar to you, okay? So the first one we're going to do is CW part number. Oh, that means I must be able to pull in a corp-wide setting there. Scroll down. You're going to do POs. These are search capabilities. Invoices. Come down. We're going to do quotes. We're going to keep coming down. We're going to do vendors. And the very last one is CW customer. And the reason it says CW is that means that I can change that. Okay? That's why I put that CW in there. Anytime you guys see CW, I want you to think, oh, I can change that. Okay? That's what I want you to do. Okay, the next section, system basics. I want you to click on the first two, a retail quick cart, start new cart. The difference is the retail quick cart is a quick counter sale. Mrs. Moore, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to record your name with this invoice. You're just considered a counter sale or a cash ticket type thing, okay? Doesn't mean they have to pay by cash. They can pay by any other method, but it's like the technical loose term for it is a cash ticket or a counter sale, okay? So we're going to click those first two. We'll come back to the My Cart favorites. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. We're going to go ahead and add the thing where it says CW customer logs. We're going to say, yeah, I'd like to be able to do logs. We're going to do my quotes. We're going to be into that here very shortly. We're going to skip the clock in and out because we'll set that up in just a second. Keep coming down. We're going to click on the one that says Profit and Discount Calculator. It's a special little tool that kind of helps you learn a bunch of things. Is anybody lost or are we still okay?
Yes.
Shannon's lost. Shannon! Shannon!
Looking something else.
Yeah.
I'm right back here. Shannon's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I did. You're good. Keep going.
Okay, cool, cool. We're going to keep scrolling down. You don't need any of these other ones right this very second. We're into the next whole section. System
fine,
time
Shannon.
requests.
Control F.
Control F.
I told her she can find it.
Awesome. We're going to skip the entire system time and request section right now. We'll come back to that. System reports.
Already got a bunch checked in here.
That's fine. If you have some checked, it's not going to hurt anything. I'm just trying to make sure we all have at least the same ones. I would highly recommend that you guys click this top purple one here, this Corp User History. If you want to know what you did today in the system, or you want to know what you did last week, I'm talking either physical items that you added to the system or physical histories that are tracked behind the scenes. This is your baby. Like, when I log in every single day, guess what the first page I go to? Corp history. What's going on today? Like, it'll remind me, it'll be like, oh, you have 4 elements of time. You have this many reoccurring invoices that need to happen. You have this many expenses that have already been in. Say I log in, and Steve or somebody like that's already been in the system, and they've already been hammering in a bunch of stuff. Oh, whoa, there's 17 new images that have been uploaded today. I love this little thing. This is my pulse, if you will, of the whole system. What's happening? What's happening? Okay? And right now, we currently have 2 of the 3 things that we want done. We have the effectual history, what physically hits this date, okay? We also have the history, what physically was done behind the scenes, which is more of the user histories. And the other one that we don't have done yet is what is the financial history for today, which is more of the, how does this play into this, and how does this play into this? All the data's there, we just haven't made the report yet as far as like, oh, so it looks like my revenue went up. The more it's like, whoa, okay, I better be careful who I give this permission to. There's also another one called silver, and it's special. Sometimes it can be even like a negative permission. So like instead of saying, yes, you get this permission, there are certain ones that you can say silver, and what it does is it says, okay, you only get a view-only view of this, or like it's kind of a limited. Sometimes silver is good, and sometimes silver is a limited portion. Okay, let's scroll down. We're going to skip all the rest of these things. We're going to skip banks and balance sheets and a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to be in the next section, system assets. Go down to the next big purple bar there. And once again, purple is relative to your corporation. So it could be black, it could be gray, whatever. We're going to do the first one, basic quotes. We're going to do basic invoices. We'll leave, and then we're just going to scroll down. Keep coming down. We are going to basically be skipping a lot of the rest of these. I'm still scrolling down. Don't get past the next purple bar, the next major bar. So we just clicked off a couple. Basically, it was quotes and invoices on that particular one. On the liabilities, we're basically going to be going past a bunch of this. Expense receipts and POs and special bills. Purchase order admins. We're going to skip all of that. Keep coming down. Here's some payroll and time clock and floor plan options. The funny thing, we're doing this little seminar because we're like, Adilas, we'll bring the lunch. Like, there literally is an inside joke. Like, so what does Adilas do? And it's, did you bring the lunch? Because like, how are you supposed to explain this in a way? Like, and if you do say something, then they don't really get the concept. So like, this is why we actually invited you here, so we can help you see what it really does. Okay? Like even as we're scrolling down these permissions, you're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the story of Adilas. This is what it does. This is how it functions and features. Okay? Please bear with us. I promise we're getting to shopping cart very quickly. We're just kind of setting these things up. As you get better and better, you'll know exactly which pieces to assign to a user. We have some requests that are kind of in our to-do list that are even like a soft copy. So say you set up Joe, and he's exactly what you want to apply to Fred, and say Fred's new. We have a request in to kind of create this thing like, pull up Joe's permissions, copy them over to Fred, type thing. So basically you can virtually, without going like,
Duplicate.
yeah, kind of duplicate these permissions, that type of stuff. So we're coming down. Let's go into system maintenance. We're going to turn on photos.
Which is number 1, okay.
Yep, that's number 1 under system maintenance.
Okay.
We're going to come back and do flex grid. We're not going to do that right this second, okay? We're going to do add edit customers. And for most of you guys, we'll do add edit. We'll do the customer admin as well. We'll do the next piece where it says add edit vendors, the blue one. Okay, we're now going to scroll down a ways. There's a whole bunch of different little fun pieces that we can mix and match here. We're going to do add edit location. It's the very last one. It's purple, kind of a pinkish purple. Add edit location. We're going to scroll down under system management, and just that's basically it. So everybody go ahead and say edit payee.
So in system management, we have the first 2 marked.
Correct. That's all you want to have marked right now.
Okay.
Okay. And what I'm trying to do is instead of saying turn off everything, you don't want to do that for your users. Okay. It might take a little bit of piece of time, but if we have this super flexible system, you do not want the bull in the china shop. Okay. You may not want the bull being able to say, what was my profit on this thing? You might want to be like, Johnny, your job is to sell. Okay. Your job is to call, enter, add, whatever. Okay. Oh. Craig, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing this, you're going to be doing this. Juanita, you're going to be doing this, okay? So each person, and it totally is flexible. This is per corporation, by the way.
Okay, so when we first set up a corporation, and maybe we're the only ones using this right at this moment, do we do every single thing?
No, I read them. It takes you a microsecond, but if you just click everything, there are actually some permissions that are actually negative, okay? So like this, say I have elements of time and elements of time admin, and then the view only. Well, if I click view only, guess what? I just negated the admin and the normal, okay? So there are certain ones that are actually like view only, look, don't touch, you know, that type of thing. This particular section, I know it looks like a ton. We're going to keep developing it and kind of put it more into the visual type layout. And there are pieces of this that we've actually had requests where people are like, please, can we take this permission and chop it into 3 other pieces? So like, this potentially could grow. And it might sound like, oh my goodness, but this is how you actually get the flexibility that you're looking for. I want Juan to do this, this, and this, but I do not want Juan to touch this, okay?
Yeah.
It's all, this is the foundation of Adilas, and this may grow, and if you're like, oh my goodness, it's huge now, just wait. But we're going to try to make it into a much more presentable feature, like what is connected to this part. So as part of my job, when I actually put the interactive map live, where it's a full-on application and it's kind of this type of stuff, we're going to have a little button when you click on something and say, what permissions are required to use this? Who has those permissions? You know, like, does that make sense? How it would kind of like, oh, perfect. Oh, I want to assign Juanita to this permission here or whatever. Like, we're going to try to eventually get it to a visual layer. It's not there yet. It's currently, you just have to manually do it. Okay, what I'd like you to do is after you've submitted your stuff, I actually already did, I hit the back button, and I'm going to actually just go home now. Just for kicks and giggles, my home page is set as the interactive map. I would like you to see what your classic home page looks like for a second. So right here, you can either go to the chooser or more options, whichever way you want to do it, and hit to the classic home page. It should have grown, okay? Awesome. So basically what it is, I want you to see, anywhere you see CW, I hope you find CW all over the place. Why don't we look real quick? These first ones are easy. This is our quick search. We're currently able to do CW customer, CW part number, and once again, that CW is the corp-wide settings, invoices, POs, quotes, and vendors. That's perfect. It's perfect. System basics. We have a couple of ways to create carts really quick. We can check the customer logs. We can do our password profile, etc. Let's click under System Assets for just a second. We have 2 new substations. I want to pull you back to this analogy of a big global thing. In the middle is the main hub, okay? That's your home page where we're at right now, okay? And it can have different views. We're currently on the classic home page. But basically, it says under System Assets, I have 2 sub-home pages that I can go to, invoices and quotes, okay? It's places that you can bounce to. Let's go over here to under System Reports. I see History homepage. That's my favorite one. And then also the CW Parts and General Inventory page. I see another CW. Like it's going to cascade throughout the entire system, okay? Cool, let's go to the next little section, System Maintenance. Oh, I've got some more home pages. There's the customer homepage, there's the vendor homepage, there's the location homepages. You have to realize this whole thing is kind of modular, and depending on the permissions, it says, from this main hub, what do you have access to? There might be certain people, you keep them in just one little loop. Hey, all you do is sell, buddy. And I appreciate it. And you're actually feeding other processes. But depending on how many different little hubs you have, basically what it does is it takes that map interface and it helps you to be like, ah, there's my other little homepage. There's that little homepage. The whole is the corp, okay? The corporation, the business entity. And it could be personal, it could be an LLC, it could be a huge S Corp, C Corp, you know, whatever you have, a nonprofit, doesn't matter. That's the big, and then in between, you have all these little subsections. If you think of it like a data sphere, it's the way I can best imagine it, is that, okay, I want to bounce over here, and it's all kind of contained in this like data sphere. Okay, let's go to the, did I have a question? Was there a question? I thought somebody said a question. Let's go to System Management for just a second. We just have 2 here. We've actually played a little bit with these ones already. Add edit pages and permissions, and Manage the corp info. This is where you get back to your settings. This is just from the classic homepage.